I know, I touched your belly. I know, the belly is a trap. How should I sell these? What should I do about going about selling those? And which one would be the best platform to sell those on? And my second question has to do with invisible disabilities. And the question is, hi, welcome or welcome back. I am so glad to have you at my channel. I hope that you enjoy the content and that you find it rewarding enough to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on post notifications. Baby Bear is making an appearance today, but I don't think he's going to stay very long because he's standing and looking for a place to sleep. Anyway, this question, or this video, is going to be question driven. And I actually have two questions. Oh, that's right. Make a liar out of me. Oh, you silly little boy. The first question is for advice. I have made an awful lot of these and I very much enjoy making them. But I have now made far more than I can give away as gifts because there's really only four women that I know who have pierced ears who would enjoy getting these. And I originally made them as gifts for them, but now I have made a lot more, so I want to sell them. And the only platform that I've ever sold anything on is Etsy. Nope, I said that wrong. It's eBay. But I know of Etsy because I've bought stuff off of Etsy, and I know that Michael's has one now because I've seen ads for it. And I know that there are some other platforms to sell handmade items, and I'm wondering which one would be the best platform to sell those on. I don't really want to sell them for an awful lot. You know, maybe $8 a pair or something like that. What would you suggest for me to sell those? That's my first question. And my second question has to do with invisible disabilities. And the question is, if you have an invisible disability, do you prefer to let people know that you have this invisible disability? Or do you prefer to keep it a secret and try to navigate through life with this disability, hoping that people accept you for who you are and don't focus on the disability? Or do you tell people about it? And if you do tell people about it, why? And there's no wrong answer to this question because it's a personal decision. This is something that each person with an invisible disability has to decide for themselves, and they're making the decision that is best for them. So there is no wrong answer to that. The second part of that is, if you're neurotypical, do you prefer to know about someone who has an invisible disability? Do you prefer to know that they have this invisible disability? Do you prefer to be informed, or do you prefer to not know? And again, there's no wrong answer to that. That's a personal decision that you're going to have to make for yourself. But the question is, why do you prefer it that way? And I'm going to tell you what my point of view is. And I'm hoping that there will be people on both sides, the neurotypical and the neurodivergent side, who will be willing to share. I know, I touched your belly. I know, the belly is a trap, but I needed you to move because I need to draw my picture. But I'd like to have input from both sides of it. Are you neurodivergent and prefer to be keep the hidden disability hidden? Are you neurodivergent and prefer to tell people about your hidden disability? Are you neurotypical and prefer to know about hidden disabilities? Or are you neurotypical and prefer to not know? So my point of view, this is my answer. And like I said, all of these answers are personal to the person who makes them. My answer is, you really need to move your butt. You're right where I need to draw. Because in the last video, I forgot to draw this, and I don't want to forget again. All right, I'm going to draw right around your butt. My answer is, I always made people aware of the fact that I had a hidden disability. And there were several reasons why I was open about the fact that I had this hidden disability. Not the least of which being, my hidden disability makes me incredibly socially inept. I am completely unaware of what is right and wrong in society. I'm completely unaware of what I am supposed to and what I am not supposed to do in society. And I'm completely unaware of how my actions are actually being interpreted by people. I'll make it a short one so I don't have to touch your feet very long. So that's the reason why I told people that I had this hidden disability. Ultimately, I was trying to avoid certain things like the bumps in the road that can lead to ostracism. I was trying to avoid being the butt of jokes. I was trying to avoid being the butt of insults. I was trying to avoid having people behind my back gossip about me, and most of it was negative and unfair. And I don't know if that was a good decision, because in all of my goals for telling people, I failed miserably. I was the butt of jokes. I was ostracized my entire adult life. I was ostracized almost my entire child life. I was the butt of jokes. I was the butt of gossip. There were massive amounts of negative things being said about me behind my back that were completely inaccurate and totally unfair. And I ended up being the social outcast. I ended up being the socially unwanted wheel that was deliberately uninvited to things, or deliberately ignored, or deliberately not recognized as existing. And I got so good at not recognizing or not being recognized that, in all honesty, me being homebound now really doesn't affect me socially, because due to my lifetime of being ostracized because I was open about my invisible disability and it didn't have the effect that I wanted it to, I'm completely fine being alone. I'm totally at ease being alone, because society decided that I should be alone my entire life. So that's the way I've spent my life. Being in my house doesn't change the fact that I was ostracized from society. It's just now the ostracism is taking place because of trauma and because of the fact that I am unable to interact with people in any meaningful manner now. And that's due to the trauma and the panic and the anxiety that's come of it. Would I do it again? And the problem with asking that question is it's really a mind game that has no relevant empirical way to be tested. Would I do it again? Yes. Did it have the effect that I wanted? No. Would it have the effect that I wanted in the future? Maybe. Because again, and I alluded to this in the last video, times are changing. People are becoming more accepting of visible disabilities, and hopefully that will traipse into invisible disabilities, and people will become more accepting of people with invisible disabilities as well. In the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s, it was not an accepted thing. It was a very unappreciated bit of information whenever I shared it. And even in sharing it and explaining that I was going to be social enough because of it was an exercise in futility, because I was still ostracized, I was still shunned, I was still made to feel unwanted, unwelcome. And I don't know if any of that would change in the lifetime that I have led. In today, with the increased awareness of disabilities and the increased awareness of people's differing mind and neurodevelopment, maybe it would be different. Maybe if I had done the same thing today rather than in the 70s through the 2020s, maybe things would be different. I don't know. I honestly hope so. I honestly hope that people who are open and honest about their invisible disabilities are increasing awareness of invisible disabilities in general and helping other people understand that we're just different. We think differently, we react differently, we socialize differently. That doesn't make us horrible people. It just makes us different people. And I'm hoping that the trend in society continues to being more and more accepting of differences in neurodevelopment that I'm seeing lately. So those are my questions. How should I sell these? What should I do about going about selling those? And please chime in, both neurodivergent and neurotypical, on the aspect of hidden disabilities being kept hidden, and hidden disabilities being put out in the open. If you're neurodivergent, do you keep them hidden, and why? And hopefully you have a YouTube name that doesn't out you. And if you're neurotypical, do you prefer to know or not, and why? And I'm looking forward to reading your comments. And I know I have a small following right now, but I'm hoping to get some comments, and hopefully people come back to this video later when I have a larger following and give even more answers, because I think the more input that we have on this, the more of a dialogue that we have through this, the better we're going to understand the neurological differences in people, and that those neurological differences don't make us bad people, they just make us different people. Not bad, just different. Not evil, just socially unaware. So I thank you for your time. Until I see you again, whatever length of time that is, remember, it is okay to not be okay. If you feel the need for help for medical or mental professionals, please do seek them out. And thank you. Please like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Until next time.